Okay, let's give this a try here. Hello! I wanted to show you guys that I am trying something new today, and I bought some transparent or clear gesso. Oh boy. There we go! The reason I did that is because we had this older panel that Beau had made for me a while ago, and I want to keep some of the wood grain to pop through, but if you use regular gesso, you lose all that niceness because it's white or black or gray or whatever ground color you mix with your gesso if you mix a color. I wanted to try this clear. I opened it up. It smells like wall paint, which is kind of neat, and it starts off white. It looks like really watery Elmer's glue. So I'm just gonna do a coat of this, and I don't do crazy brush marks usually on a gesso because I want it to dry smooth, plus I sand in between. So I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen, but we're gonna give it a try here.
Ready to have some fun?
Usually when I do gesso, I do 2 to 3 coats minimum. With a clear, I have no idea what I should do. I'll usually go in opposite directions, so one coat I'll go, in this case I'll go vertically. I'll let it dry, sand it with some 220, really light, brush off all the dust, and then I'll brush on horizontally. In this case with this panel it would be with the wood grain, and then I'd sand it again, and then if I were to do a third and or final coat, if it's not a fourth coat also, then I would just sand it between, and then the last coat I do give it a light sanding because I like a pretty smooth surface, and I do love painting on panel because it's not as bouncy, but canvas is also nice, so is lumen.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, round 1 is done. We'll let that dry, we'll come back, see how it looks. It's just a little milky right now, but I can still see all of the pencil marks that I made. We let this dry, took maybe an hour or 2 to dry fully, and it's just as clear as before I put it on. If I didn't know any better, I wouldn't think I would have put anything on other than I can see a little streaking from my bristles of the brush going the opposite direction of the wood grain. So now I'm going to take a old piece of 220 sandpaper and I'm just going to lightly sand it, brush it off, and then we're going to gesso it again. One thing I did forget to mention earlier is I did not water this down. I opened it. That's thin enough for me. I don't want to dilute it anymore with water. I just want to try it straight out of the jar and see what it does. But I did rinse my brush out
and just beat the devil out of it.
It's going to be good enough for gesso. So now when I apply this, I'm going to go perpendicular to what I just did before. So before I went top to bottom, now I'm going to go side to side, so with the wood grain.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.